Before you walk past another Dollar Tree without a second thought, I need you to stop and listen to me very carefully. Because right now, in those aisles, there are items sitting on shelves that most gardeners will never, ever discover. And no, I am not talking about the gloves or the little plastic pots that everyone grabs on autopilot. I am talking about the hidden gems. The ones tucked in the pet aisle. The ones buried in the kitchen section. The ones hanging in the party supplies area just waiting for someone smart enough to see their true potential. And here is the thing that is going to blow your mind. Younger gardeners, people half your age, are scrambling to find these exact items online and paying way more than they should, because they have not figured out what you are about to discover today. These are items that protect your plants better than expensive gear, boost your garden growth faster than you would expect, and most importantly, keep your hard-earned money right where it belongs, in your pocket. Welcome back to The Lazy Gardener, the channel where we prove every single week that working smarter always beats working harder, and that the best gardening solutions are almost never found in overpriced garden centers. I am so glad you are here today because this video is one that I have been genuinely excited to make. And trust me, you are going to want to stick around until the very end because the last item on this list is something that most people completely overlook, and it could actually be the most powerful one of all for your garden. Now, before we dive in, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the notification bell. Because every single week, I am bringing you the kind of low-effort, high-reward gardening knowledge that most channels are simply not talking about. This is The Lazy Gardener, and we do not believe in doing more than we have to. Let us get into it. Item number 1. Wire mesh waste baskets. Okay, I am going to say something right now that might upset a few people, and honestly, good, because the truth needs to be said. Those fancy plant cloches and seedling covers that garden stores are selling for $20, $30, even $40 each, they are overpriced, plain and simple. And the wire mesh waste baskets sitting in the organization aisle at Dollar Tree do the exact same job, sometimes even better, and they cost almost nothing. Here is how this works. You grab one of those wire mesh waste baskets, flip it upside down, and place it right over your seedlings or any freshly transplanted starts in your garden bed. What you now have is an instant, sturdy protective barrier that keeps out birds, squirrels, rabbits, and yes, even those neighborhood cats that have decided your carefully prepared garden bed is their personal bathroom. We have all been there. It is infuriating, and this simple fix ends it. But here is where it gets even better. Unlike those plastic covers and domes that trap heat on a warm sunny day and literally cook your plants from the inside out, these wire mesh baskets let everything through. Air circulates freely. Rain reaches the soil naturally. Sunlight gets in without being amplified into a death trap. Your plants can actually breathe and grow the way they are supposed to, without rotting from trapped moisture or baking from trapped heat. All you have to do is push a couple of garden pegs through the mesh into the soil to keep it from blowing away in the wind, and you are done. When the plant outgrows the basket, simply lift it off and move it to protect the next seedling. Some people even spray paint these baskets in earthy greens and browns so they blend seamlessly into the garden and nobody even notices they are there. Practical, reusable, nearly free protection that does not look cheap. That is what I call smart lazy gardening. Item number 2. Pet storage containers. This one is going to make you laugh, and then it is going to make you a little bit annoyed that nobody told you sooner. Head over to the pet aisle the next time you are in Dollar Tree and look for those tall, sturdy food storage containers with the snap-on lids. Now, forget the lid entirely. You will not need it. What you are going to do is grab a drill, pop a few drainage holes into the bottom, and just like that, you have a planter that looks cleaner and more modern than half the stuff sitting on the shelves at your local garden center. And I mean this seriously. These containers have real depth to them, which is something that most budget planters completely fail at. More depth means better root development. Better root development means healthier, more productive plants. Whether you are growing herbs on your patio, putting together a container arrangement for your front step, or looking for an indoor planter for your living room, these containers deliver. Some of them are even semi-transparent, which means you can actually see the soil level through the sides and know exactly when it is starting to dry out. No more guessing. No more killing plants because you forgot to check the moisture level. Now let me put this in perspective. Similar planters at specialty home and garden stores will run you $15 to $20 each, sometimes more if they have any kind of design to them. These are a couple of dollars. You can spray paint them in any color you like to match your outdoor space, or leave them as they are for a clean, minimalist look. Either way, you are getting professional-looking results on a budget that makes sense. Drop a comment below right now and tell me, Have you been overpaying for planters? Because I have a feeling the answer is yes, and I want to hear about it. Item number 3. Pool noodles. Stay with me here. I know this sounds strange, but this is one of those hacks that the moment you understand the reasoning behind it, you will never look at a pool noodle the same way again. If you have ever used large decorative planters, you already know the problem. They eat soil like nothing else. You buy bag after bag of potting mix, and it barely fills the thing before you run out and have to go back to the store. It is expensive, it is heavy, and the truth is, your plants do not even need all of that soil. Their roots only go so deep. So why are you filling that entire container with potting mix? Here is what you do instead. Grab a few pool noodles from the seasonal section, cut them into chunks, and layer them at the bottom of your large planter before you add any soil. These foam chunks create a false bottom that accomplishes 3 genuinely impressive things at once. First, it raises the soil level higher in the container, which means your plants sit up higher and your arrangements look fuller and more intentional without spending a single extra dollar on more flowers. Second, it dramatically improves drainage by preventing water from pooling at the very bottom of the container where it just sits and rots your roots over time. And third, and this is the big one, it saves you from buying multiple bags of expensive potting mix to fill dead space that your plants would never have used anyway. Your containers also become significantly lighter and easier to move around when you need to rearrange things or bring them in before a frost. This one hack alone could save you a surprising amount of money over a single growing season. And it is made possible by a foam toy that most people only think about when they are heading to the pool. If that does not make you want to rethink your entire Dollar Tree strategy, I genuinely do not know what will. Item number 4. Hula hoops. This is where things get a little rebellious, and I have to say, I am here for it. Because what I am about to tell you is the kind of thing that makes people at garden centers nervous. Ready? Hula hoops from the toy aisle can replace professional grow tunnels and hoop houses that cost hundreds of dollars. Actual hundreds of dollars. And I am not exaggerating. Here is what you do. Grab a few hula hoops, cut each one at the seam to open it up, and push the 2 cut ends into the soil on either side of your garden bed like an arch. Space them out every couple of feet along the length of the bed, and you now have a complete frame for a full season grow tunnel. From there, the possibilities are almost endless. In early spring, drape frost cloth over the hoops to protect your seedlings from those late cold snaps that can wipe out weeks of work in a single night. In the heat of summer, stretch shade fabric across the top to stop your lettuce and spinach from bolting in the scorching heat. Through the growing season, lay garden netting over the frame to keep birds from stealing your berries and bugs from destroying your brassicas. One simple structure, multiple uses, all season long. And the cost? A fraction of what you would pay for anything resembling this at a garden supply store. You are not sacrificing quality or effectiveness. You are simply refusing to pay an absurd markup for something you can build yourself in 10 minutes. Make sure you are subscribed to The Lazy Gardener right now, because in an upcoming video, I am taking this concept even further and showing you how to build a full mini greenhouse using this exact method. You do not want to miss that one. Item number 5.
Hanging basket planté.
Let us talk about something that does not get nearly enough attention in gardening conversations, and that is atmosphere. Because a truly beautiful garden is not just about what is growing in it. It is about how it feels when you are sitting in it. Especially in the evening, when the work is done and you are out there with a cup of something warm, just enjoying the space you have created. Those plastic hanging basket planters in the Dollar Tree garden or seasonal section, the ones that most people either grab for actual planting or completely ignore, can be transformed into something absolutely magical. Flip one upside down. Drop a small solar light or a set of battery-operated fairy lights inside. Hang it from a tree branch, a pergola post, or a shepherd's hook in your garden. What you get is a soft, diffused glowing lantern effect that makes your garden look like something out of a magazine. Decorative garden lanterns at outdoor and home stores go for $20, $30, sometimes $50 each. If you want to line a garden path or create a whole lit atmosphere across your patio, you are looking at spending a serious amount of money. This approach gives you that same warm, intentional ambience for almost nothing per lantern. Spray them in black, bronze, or copper for a more sophisticated look, or leave them in their original color for something more playful and cottage garden. Either way, you are creating an outdoor space that feels genuinely inviting without the ridiculous retail markup. If the cost of outdoor lighting has been stopping you from making your garden feel the way you want it to feel in the evenings, this right here is your solution. And it is one of my personal favorites on this entire list. And hey, if you are enjoying this video so far, do me a favor and hit the like button. It truly helps this channel reach more lazy gardeners who need to hear this stuff. Now let us keep going. Item number 6. Craft sticks and bamboo skewers. Here is a problem that every gardener at every experience level deals with at some point. You put in the work. You prep your beds. You plant your seeds carefully in rows. You water, you wait, and 2 weeks later you walk out there and have absolutely no idea what is coming up where. Is that a tomato? Is it a weed? Is it the basil you planted or something that blew in from next door? It becomes a guessing game, and guessing games in the garden can lead to pulling up plants you actually wanted and leaving things you did not. Craft sticks and bamboo skewers from the craft section of Dollar Tree are the most straightforward fix for this problem that you will ever find. Write your plant names on them with a paint pen or a permanent marker. Give them a quick coat of clear nail polish to seal the ink against rain and sun. And those labels will hold up for an entire growing season. They will not fade. They will not snap in half like those flimsy plastic tags that come with the plants from the nursery. They work. For a more long-term setup, paint the sticks with chalkboard paint and use chalk markers to write on them. When the season is over, wipe them clean and use them all over again the following year. You can color code the whole system if you want. Green for herbs, red for tomatoes, yellow for flowers. Whatever works for your brain. The point is that you are staying organized and in control without spending money on garden markers that consistently let you down. Now I have a question for you, and I genuinely want to know. Are you a label everything kind of gardener, or are you the type who plants things and just hopes you remember what went where? Drop your answer in the comments. I have a feeling this is going to be a very divided response. Item number 7. Floral branch yard stakes. Let me be completely honest with you for a moment. And some gardeners might disagree with me here, but I think this is important to say. Not every part of your garden is going to cooperate with you all the time. The soil in one corner might be terrible. The shade from the fence might be too deep for anything to grow well. Or maybe it is the middle of winter and your beds are completely bare, and your garden looks sad and abandoned. Floral branch yard stakes from the seasonal or craft section of Dollar Tree are the answer to this problem. These decorative stems give you instant height, color, and visual interest in any spot, without planting a single thing. Stick them into a flower bed to fill in where plants have not yet caught up. Push them into a large planter to add structure and a designed look. Use them to bring life to those awkward empty corners of your yard that always seem to look unfinished no matter what you do with them. During the off-season months when nothing is blooming and your garden would otherwise look completely dead, these stakes keep things looking intentional and cared for. A quick spray with clear outdoor sealer protects the color from fading in the rain and sun. And suddenly you have year-round visual appeal in your garden for about $2. No watering. No weeding. No waiting for things to bloom. Just immediate, low-maintenance charm. And I know some serious gardeners out there are going to say that using decorative stakes is cheating or it is not real gardening. But here is my response to that. If it makes your garden look better, keeps you enjoying your outdoor space, and costs you almost nothing, then it is exactly the kind of lazy smart solution that this channel is built on. Do not forget, if you are not subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and join the lazy gardener community, where we do things our way. Item number 8. Vegetable storage containers. Now this next one might be the most surprisingly clever item on the entire list. And the reason I love it so much is because it was clearly designed for something else entirely, yet it works as a gardening tool almost perfectly. Head to the kitchen aisle and look for vegetable storage containers, specifically the ones that come with a removable inner basket or tray that sits inside a larger outer container. You have probably seen them. They are designed for keeping vegetables fresh by lifting them out of any moisture that collects at the bottom. But here is what a gardener sees when they look at this. A self-watering planter, already assembled. Here is how it works. The outer container becomes your water reservoir. The inner basket holds your potting soil and your plant. As the soil gradually dries out from the top down, capillary action pulls moisture up from the reservoir in the outer container below, keeping the root zone consistently and evenly moist. Your plant gets the water it needs, exactly when it needs it, without you having to check in on it every single day. This kind of system is absolutely perfect for herbs, lettuce, spinach, strawberries, and anything else that likes steady moisture but hates sitting in waterlogged soil. Commercial self-watering planters with this exact mechanism sell for $20 to $30 or more at garden stores. and they use the exact same principle. The Dollar Tree version costs a couple of dollars, and because the outer container is often semi-transparent, you can see the water level at a glance and know when it is time to refill the reservoir. No more overwatering. No more underwatering. No more coming home from a few days away to find your herbs completely dead. Just simple, passive, reliable moisture management that does most of the work for you. If you grow anything in containers, or if your schedule simply does not allow for daily garden checks, this one is a complete game changer. I genuinely mean that. Item number 9. Retractable hangers. Raise your hand if you have ever nearly fallen off a step stool trying to water a hanging basket, or strained your shoulder trying to reach up and deadhead a plant that is hanging just a little too high, or dragged a ladder out into the garden just to check whether something needed water. If any of that sounds familiar, this next item is going to feel like a personal gift. Retractable hangers from the organization section allow you to hang your baskets, trailing vines, and potted plants up high where they look absolutely beautiful, and then pull them down smoothly whenever you need to water, prune, deadhead, fertilize, or inspect them for pests.
No ladder. No stretching.
No throwing your back out. Just practical, easy access every single time. And beyond just the watering convenience, these hangers give you genuine control over the height of your plants throughout the season. Need to bring something down lower to protect it from a heat wave? Easy. Want to raise it higher to keep it away from a curious pet or wildlife? Done in seconds. These hangers are sturdy enough to handle heavier plants like ivy and pothos, and they work beautifully for bird feeders, as well if you are trying to give birds a safe spot while keeping the squirrels from reaching them. For just a few dollars, you are getting safety, convenience, and flexibility wrapped up in a single simple tool. This is genuinely one of those purchases where you use it once and immediately wonder how you managed without it for so long. If you have been finding these hacks genuinely useful, please share this video with another gardener who needs to hear it. You would be doing them a real favor, and you would be helping this channel grow, which means more lazy gardening content for everyone. Now, before I give you the final item on this list, I want to say something. Everything we have talked about today has been about protecting your plants, improving your growing setup, making your garden look better, and making your life easier. But this last one is about something bigger than your individual plants. It is about the health of your entire garden as a living ecosystem. So do not click away, because this one matters. Item number 10. Party plates. Plastic party plates. From the party aisle. And before you laugh or click off, just give me 60 seconds to explain, because this one genuinely surprised me the first time I understood the full picture. The pollinators that visit your garden, the bees, the butterflies, the hoverflies, the small beneficial insects, they are not just nice to have around. They are essential. Without them, your tomatoes will not set fruit. Your cucumbers will stay empty on the vine. Your squash plants will bloom and produce absolutely nothing. Pollinators are not decoration. They are the engine of your food garden. And one of the things that keeps them coming back to a garden, or drives them away from it, is access to clean, safe water. Here is the problem with traditional garden bird baths. They are designed for birds, which means they are deep. And for a small bee or a butterfly or a tiny beneficial insect trying to get a drink, a deep bird bath is not a water source. It is a drowning hazard. Countless pollinators die every single day in deep garden water features because they land, lose their footing, and cannot get back out. A shallow plastic party plate with a handful of small pebbles or stones placed inside is, quite literally, a lifesaver for these creatures. The shallow water level means they can drink safely without the risk of going under. The pebbles give them a landing platform and a way to climb back out if they do slip in. Clean, safe, accessible water. Place a few of these plates around different areas of your garden, especially near your flowering plants and vegetable beds, and you will notice a real difference in the number and variety of pollinators visiting your space. And because these are just plastic plates, they are incredibly easy to clean, easy to move around, and essentially free to replace if one cracks or gets knocked over. You are actively supporting the biodiversity of your garden, improving your fruit and vegetable yields, and creating a living, buzzing, beautiful environment around your plants. All with a party plate that cost you less than $1. Now I want to ask you something. And please genuinely think about this before you answer in the comments. How much money do you think you have spent over the years on garden supplies that did not deliver what they promised? Because I think for most of us, that number is uncomfortable to think about. And the whole point of everything we do here at The Lazy Gardener is to make sure that stops happening. To make sure your money goes where it actually makes a difference. And there you have it. $10 tree items that most people walk right past, that solve real, genuine gardening problems better and cheaper than the alternatives being pushed at garden centers. From wire mesh baskets that outperform expensive plant cloches, to pool noodles that save you a small fortune on potting mix, to party plates that protect the pollinators your entire food garden depends on. Every single one of these hacks proves the same thing. Creativity, experience, and a willingness to think differently will beat a big marketing budget every single time. You do not need to spend more to grow better. You just need to think smarter. And that is what the lazy gardener is all about. Now here is what I want you to do. First, go back through this list and pick the one item that surprised you the most. The one you never would have thought of on your own. Then drop it in the comments below and tell me why. I read every single comment and I genuinely love hearing which of these lands the biggest. Second, if this video saved you even a little bit of money or gave you one new idea to try in your garden, hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it makes a real difference in helping this channel reach more people who need to hear this stuff. And third, if you are not already subscribed to The Lazy Gardener, do that right now. Because next week I am taking the hula hoop tunnel concept from today and showing you exactly how to turn it into a fully functional DIY mini greenhouse for under $10 total. Yes, $10. The kind of setup that garden stores want to sell you for hundreds. We are doing it the lazy way, the smart way, the way that actually makes sense. Your garden is about to get a whole lot smarter. And so is your wallet. I will see you in the next one.